you ever been walking down the street and seen that someone coming toward you who you really don't care to talk to? You could have a myriad of reasons for passing that someone by. You might be in a hurry. You might not have anything to say at the moment. That someone might be one of your bitterest enemies, or you may just want to be by yourself. You are minding your own business. You are immersed in your thoughts. Maybe it's been a hard day at the office. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you've just been laid off, but for whatever reason, it is me time now. The kind of time that is rare. The kind of time that you don't want to share. Then you look up, and boom, he sees you. You've been recognized and now must engage in a social encounter that you would rather have no part of. He may be a good friend. He may be a long-lost cousin. He may even be someone whom you despise. But it all adds up to the same thing. You are engaged in an unwanted social encounter. Now you must generate lots of small talk that you don't really mean and put on a pleasant demeanor. All that energy wasted on someone you don't even care to see. Hi, I'm Dick Van Patten, and today we are going to discuss the finer points of practical encounter avoidance. Many people struggle daily with the ability to say subtly, "No, I don't want to talk to you right now." Lack of good encounter avoidance technique can lead to, at very least, a tremendous waste of your personal time. Good technique can literally free you of frivolous encounters and keep you away from those whom you would rather not engage in conversation with. But where does it all begin? How do you go about generating your own bag of social tricks to help keep you out of non-solicited engagements? First, we need to explore the types of people out there waiting to encounter you, what their motivation may be, and exactly how intent they are on stopping you and actually conversing with you. Indispensable to the encounter avoidance tactician is the unsolicited encounter motivation intensity table, or what we like to refer to as UMIT. The first factor you must consider when evaluating a potential candidate for unsolicited encounter is the subject's nature of relationship rating. This factor reflects your relationship to the subject and has a great deal of sway over the subject's motivation intensity. The nature of relationship is broken down in the following subcategories. Is the approaching subject a current good friend, a past good friend, a current strong acquaintance, a past strong acquaintance, a current casual acquaintance, a past casual acquaintance, a harmless annoyance, someone who you owe money to, a begrudged acquaintance, an enemy, or a bitter enemy? The nature of your relationship with virtually any other human being can be placed into one of these categories. The nature of relationship factor is modified by the second factor, the demeanor intensity rating. These ratings are as follows. Is the approaching subject outgoing? Outgoing impartial. Impartial. Introverted impartial. Introverted. The demeanor intensity of any approaching subject can be placed into one of these factors. With a simple table composed of these factors, a master UMIT factor can be reached by comparing an approaching subject's nature of relationship factor against its demeanor intensity factor. What significance does this master UMIT factor have? Let's listen to a few encounter avoidance tacticians and see what they have to say. The master UMIT factor is a rating from 10 being the highest on down to 1. This factor is used by tacticians to determine the aggressiveness of the strategy required to successfully evade an encounter. With higher ratings like 8 to 10, an aggressive strategy is required. With moderate ratings from 4 to 7, a moderate strategy is all that is required. And finally, with lower ratings, such as ratings at or below 3, a passive strategy is all that is required to successfully evade an encounter. The UMIT acts as the very center of the encounter avoidance theory. It is so important that you as a tactician are familiar with this table that we have included with your video package an envelope containing the table, daytimer punched and ready to use. The use of this table is exceedingly simple. Now that you understand the crucial master UMIT factor, it is time to start exploring some of the techniques you can employ in encounter avoidance. To use an old cliche, the best kind of medicine is preventative medicine. The same rule applies to unsolicited social encounter evasion. A spoonful of good avoidance strategy can prevent hours of unwanted small talk and social energy waste. We will be discussing 3 types of strategies. Aggressive avoidance strategy for encounter subject master UMIT rating of 8 and above, moderate aggressive avoidance strategy for encounter subjects with master UMIT ratings from 3 to 7, and low aggression avoidance strategy for encounter subjects with master UMIT ratings below 3. Aggressive avoidance strategy is reserved for extreme cases where the encounter subject's master UMIT rating is 8 or above. These are people who will not leave you alone. They will not take no for an answer and insist on having long, laborious minutes of meaningless conversation. A total waste of your time. When faced with these upper range encounter subjects, it is necessary to be nimble and ready to act. A class 8 or above encounter is an extreme thing, so it becomes important to use extreme strategy. Our subject is on the street. He doesn't have any particular reason for being there other than to do a little window shopping, perhaps even buy something. The reason he is there is nobody's business but his own. Here comes our incident perpetrator. After consulting the unsolicited encounter motivation intensity table, our subject discovers that the incident perpetrator has a master UMIT factor of 9. Our subject must act fast and aggressively. The basis of aggressive avoidance strategy is to not be seen by the incident perpetrator at all. Once the perpetrator has traveled a safe distance away from our subject, he is free to continue on his way. He has actively avoided a potentially time-wasting incident. Active avoidance strategy is employed in cases where an approaching incident perpetrator has a master UMIT of 3 to 7. These are moderate engagements and don't require as aggressive tact. Let's take a look at an example. After consulting his unsolicited encounter motivation intensity table, our subject finds in this example that the approaching incident perpetrator has a master UMIT class of 6. Thinking quickly, he determines the right tact for avoiding a possible incident. The tactic our subject has decided to employ is called focal pointing. With incident perpetrator of moderate master UMIT factors, it is often as easy as refocusing one's attention in another direction. Eye contact is absolutely taboo when avoiding incidents. In order to avoid eye contact, it is important to remember the no eye contact safety zone. Anything within a 3-foot radius of the incident perpetrator's head is considered dangerous and should be avoided. An additional 2-foot radius is considered unstable and should only be used in case of an emergency. For optimal focal pointing, an area outside both these perimeters should be chosen as a focal point. This is considered the no eye contact safe zone. Our subject has chosen a focal point well within the no eye contact safe zone and is able to walk right by the incident perpetrator with no risk of an incident.
95% of all incident perpetrators have a master UMIT factor between 3 and 7. I find myself almost exclusively using active tactics. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of not making any eye contact with the perpetrator, no matter what the tactic and no matter what the master UMIT factor.
The third category of avoidance technique is passive avoidance. These techniques can be used with any incident perpetrator with a master UMIT factor of 3 or below. These incident perpetrators tend to be introverted and easily avoided. Let's take a look at an example. After consulting his unsolicited encounter motivation intensity table, our subject has determined that the approaching incident perpetrator has a master UMIT of 1. Aggressive and active avoidance strategies are overkill for this situation. Our subject only needs to select a passive avoidance strategy to avoid engagement. Passive avoidance techniques are the easiest to use. Our subject has not even had to use the non-eye contact safety zone, and a possible engagement has been successfully avoided. Above all else, be creative as an avoidance tactician and have fun. Remember, there's a whole world of incident perpetrators out there just waiting to waste your time. Don't be caught unprepared.